Good morning.
Why, Robert? Bloody birthday.
Good morning.
Hello.
India's eating
A scone.
a scone.
A scone.
A scone.
Bloody birthday.
Good morning. How's everyone? I'm going to be continuing working on this sequence, and I'll put up India's screen momentarily.
Now.
Oh, I can put it up now. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you working on?
I'm working on this running sequence that has a flying sequence now. And I'm going to try and put the background in so that, like, I figure there's going to be like a gap like that.
Oh, I see.
Then she's going to fly into it.
It's like a metaphor for life. You have to fly into the gaps.
Oh, cool. CG Animation said they just discovered it, and I asked them, like, how? And they're saying, I discovered it without wanting.
Oh, that is how most people come upon us. No one wants this.
I saw the Game Grumps animation. You're an inspiration to me. Keep doing amazing work. Sorry for my bad English.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, thanks very, very much. That's awesome. I hope that we can do something else as cool as that Game Grumps animation. We have a couple of cool projects on the go, so I'm sure we can at some point in the future.
I'm sure.
There's a couple of Game Grumpsy things that are happening at the minute, so hopefully that'll be good. That reminds me that I should talk to Patrick about that.
Oh yeah.
Patrick is taking some of a Game Grumps collaboration I'm doing. He's taking some of it, but we haven't discussed it yet because things have been so busy. What are you guys up to? Hello everyone, good morning. I'm sorry that I was a scone face for
30 seconds it was.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Feels like such a long time. To me, silences feel like they treble in size and drag on for a really long time.
Really?
Which is why I feel like I always have to fill them. Because I'm like, oh my god, we've been silent forever, and you're like, it's been 3 seconds.
I see, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Time is relative, man. Oh, I've got some tea as well. It's good morning. Tea and scones. I mean, what else could you ask for? Maybe sausages. I won't get greedy though. I'm happy.
Give me some sausages in there.
I don't have any to give you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I'm still doing my Strumlot storyboard. Just because it's fun. And then I'll hop back onto the Game Grumps animated probably tomorrow or the day after. Depending on how fast I can get through this.
I see.
So I should really have a punching someone here because it says a scrappy yes indeed. I'm just trying to think of how I would do it. Would I have a high angle shot? Probably, but I've had so many high angle shots of her.
Too fast. Let she go here.
But it's just such a fun shot. Okay, we're gonna have an orcish man here.
Aline says, oh wait, no, Steiny says, yeah, it is Magic Sword. I love this soundtrack, it's great. He's hanging before getting back to work tomorrow. It's been a nice weekend, cool. Picked up some games that you're excited to try.
Oh, awesome, Steiny, which games? And are you listening to Magic Sword, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Respect. Some good music.
While Stanley tells us about his games, Alan says she keeps neglecting to do her schools and homework.
Aline.
And then Harry does his, and I'm like, you can do better than that. While I do nothing. Lol.
Elaine. No, every relationship has give and take. You have to do your homework so that hard it can berate you.
Does every relationship have homework?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Have you been doing yours?
Yeah.
What was it?
To love you unconditionally and to forgive you for everything.
You should not love me unconditionally. That's a terrible thing to have in a relationship.
I know.
What if I'm an asshole or do something awful that I should be pulled up for, and you're just like, blah 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 blah, I love you unconditionally.
Well then, that's my cross to bear.
No, it's not. That's awful. I want you to call me up when I punch you too hard.
You do punch me really hard.
But it's okay because you love me unconditionally. I think we need some kind of referee in our relationship.
A referee?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm.
Nah.
Yeah, it's Buffy. Buffy the cat. She walking around. She looking for food to eat. She meowing into the mic. Yeah, but I am an evil mom. I'm gonna, I don't know, grab you with my hands. This evil pose that I always do, where it's like a Scooby-Doo-esque monster just wiggling his fingers and going ooga booga booga booga. That's my default pose for evil people.
An oogie boogie pose.
Either like ghost-like finger waggle. Ooga booga booga. Hey you. Shush now, shush now. You got lots of food. I've seen it in your bowl. So, Steiny got Batman on NES, Rider Racer, Mario, Duck Hunt, Track and Field, Adventure on Atari. So it was a retro run. That sounds really cool, Steiny.
Batman on NES is like the soundtrack on that is boss.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a Sega girl. I never had a NES, so I didn't experience a lot of the games on it. This man's arm is ridiculous compared to his head. Let's redo it. Maybe I should actually figure out where his arms would go. Maybe that's a thing I could do. Okay. Well, Stanley, it's better to quit than to be fired.
Yep.
Oh, you picked up the last of us for $5. That's pretty awesome. Jeez. Time's great. Time makes like AAA games affordable.
Oh right, yeah, because they get cheaper. Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I do want the Oogie Boogie arms, you know, after all that drawing. I don't think I want them. I think I just want him to feel hulking. Those moving further up in frame. Have you ever been fired from a job before, Mike?
Yes.
Go on.
I turned up late, and the person who ran where I worked called me up for it, and I tried to explain why, but I think I did it. I talked back to someone that called me up for being late, and they just told me to go home. And didn't ask me to come back ever.
Okay, I see. So what was your reason for being late?
I had hurt myself on a trampoline, and my neck was really sore, and it made walking really difficult. And I had called in to see someone on my way because I hadn't seen them in a while because I'd been hurt, and it made me late.
To be fair, that's not a good excuse. I'm walking slow today, and I saw a friend on the way.
Yeah.
I can understand. I was gonna say I'm surprised that you got fired. You seem like such a good person that you would probably not do anything at work that would cause you to be fired.
Yeah.
But tardiness makes sense.
Thanks.
Okay, if there's one thing.
If there's one thing that I can improve upon.
If there's one thing that I could see you getting fired for, then admittedly, like being late is probably.
Yeah.
The only thing. I was fired from some jobs just for being incompetent.
That wasn't your true calling, though.
No, it's true. But they would all like really like me as a person. I would just be like incapable of remembering who ordered what or doing the maths in my head to calculate costs of things, or being capable of carrying trays of dishes places without dropping them or tripping over.
Aww.
How was our weekend? It was really, really nice actually. I didn't get as much done yesterday as I wanted to. But I did have a really good call with someone else on the team, which was really fun. On Saturday, we got forced out of our house by a friend, and we went and fed deer.
And watched Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and watched Thor, and it was a really, really nice day. Had a lot of fun. Friends are good friends for forcing people who work too hard out of the house occasionally. It's good. So yeah, we had a really good weekend, or at least I did. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I had a really good weekend. For many of the reasons you just explained. I also played a whole bunch of God of War yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
So that was cool.
And it was fun?
Yeah.
Still a good game?
Yes. I'm enjoying Kratos' relationship with his son.
Yeah. Seems like a really fun game.
I think they there's a point where Kratos is telling a story, but he's doing it in parable. But I'm pretty sure the parables he's telling are references to previous stories.
I love the way that he helps the tortoise on the hair. I was there when he was telling that yesterday.
That's the one, yeah.
That was a good one.
I think
the tortoise wins.
Yeah, like he tells one about I think it's a horse makes a deal with a rider to kill a stag, and the rider says you have to the guy that says you have to let me ride you, so the horse agrees. So the horse gives up his freedom to commit revenge. And I'm pretty sure that's a reference to a previous game where he gave up his freedom in order to get revenge on someone, and then when he didn't realize he's giving up his freedom, But then the guy was just like, haha, you're mine now, sort of thing. So I think he's telling his son about himself without telling his son about himself.
Or maybe. How does the tortoise and the hare figure into that, do you think?
I think that's just the tortoise and the hare story.
Oh. Stanley walking around is probably a good thing, getting some exercise. Like, I often actually find that helps work when I get back to it. And then also, God of War is great. It is, it's really good. I'm loving watching Mike play it. Like, I've been watching Three Best Friends play it. I'm really enjoying that. So I'm already a little bit ahead of where Mike is, so I'm already a little bit spoiled on it, but seeing Mike react to everything. And also getting to see stuff rather than just hearing it in my ears, because I'm usually looking at the work I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's an awesome game.
That kind of worked.
What are you going for?
Trying to get the canyon to be coming towards the thing, but the way it does it has this sudden stop, which is kind of what I want it to do.
Yeah.
You hadn't played the first games, so you have no bias, which you think is good. I hadn't played them either.
It's funny, I would have thought God of War would be the kind of game that you would be very, like, you'd want to play.
It is the kind of game that I want to play, but I think at the time that they started coming out, I was going to uni, and there's a whole period throughout uni where I just didn't have any consoles. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, I think second year or third year went in, my dad gave me the Xbox, not the Xbox 360 to play, so I couldn't play any current gen stuff. I lived with people who had one though, so I got to play whatever they got sometimes.
It's pretty cool.
I saw a video though recently that someone's saying they really like the new God of War, but what's really pissing them off is the narrative surrounding it, where people are like, oh yeah, this one's really deep, man. Like, they've managed to make this sort of shallow character, like, really feel.
Yeah.
And then he gives you cutscenes from all the games that are showing, like, Kratos interacting with his family, Kratos, like, having to, like, Kratos kissing his daughter goodnight, Kratos having to choose between his daughter and like, I think he has to defeat someone. He has to leave his daughter to defeat someone and forsake her, or the world's gonna end and shit like that. And I think what people are realizing is that the acting is a lot more nuanced, so the storytelling's heightened, but the depth and complexity that the creators want to get in there has always sort of been attempted.
That's interesting, because I'm one of those people who said that, but then I'm also someone who hasn't ever played the previous games, so I'm not coming at it from an educated point of view at all. I'm just going from what I've heard people say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I hear a lot of people say that all Kratos was like a revenge machine, and he would kind of throw anyone under the bus for revenge, and that was kind of what he did.
Right. Okay.
But like, I hadn't heard any of this stuff about him interacting with his family or his daughter or anything.
Yeah, I think it was probably less a part of the game, and because, you know, the son is constantly there. The deliveries were different. But I'd be interested to go back and see and play the others.
Yeah. They definitely look like they would be fun games to play.
Yeah.
Like, the bits I've seen of them have been like fighting big monsters and stuff, so that would be really fun.
Yeah.
The difference in narrative is simply presentation to them. That's what they think. I'd have to play them, I think, now.
Well, every event that happens, the game becomes another way for the two characters to deepen their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a hard fight, becomes like a struggle between them both, or after each kind of small skirmish or battle and stuff, the boy's kind of like, how did I do? And I don't know if it's based on how well you play.
Oh, is that something which happens regularly? It's not like this happens at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens after the battles.
Yeah. Not everyone, but like tougher ones. It was funny, I was playing the point, and there's a point where the boy asked to do something, Greer was just like, no, and definitely go back, and he was just like, oh shit, harsh. It's just like, can I carry it now? No.
Yeah, I'm not getting this support place, so I'm doing some faster doodles until I can get it. Because it's important to get it right, or the moment won't sell.
The moment won't sell.
The moment won't sell. Unless it's a funny face, the moment won't sell.
The moment.
The moment won't sell. This is the kind of thing that's really hard to capture when you come to clean up the animation. Because it's like, it's so dependent on the drawing communicating a particular feeling. Like, it's hard to get that.
Oh, enjoy Samurai Champloo, Signy.
Oh yeah. Have a good time.
Oh yeah, the two blacksmiths are pretty cool.
It's cool too because its setting is very much like Raven King, I feel.
Yeah. Where the Norse mythology is a bit more I wouldn't say grounded at all, but yeah.
Your Norse mythology was pretty grounded though too, right?
Yeah. But I'm not that deep into the game. I don't think.
You've been playing for a amount.
Maybe I'm deep into the game. I don't know.
It must be a pretty long game for you to play that amount and not feel very deep into it, which is good. Because I think you've played like what, 9 hours now or something?
Something like that, yeah. Kawa, hello. We're okay. How are you?
Yeah, how's it going? Chunky York fingers.
We're Scottish and English, but we're living in Ireland at the moment.
Yes.
So
He's
it's
Scottish and English.
yeah. So it's sorry, I just need to. There we go.
So it's.
I don't know where I was going with that. So it's pretty cool, I guess. Maybe I was gonna say.
Wow.
Thanks.
Think you're pretty cool, do you? That's how you feel.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. So it's early. It's pretty early for us. I think I already said it. I'm trying to concentrate on trying to get the this
You're
feeling
not allowed
right.
to concentrate. Be entertaining.
Be entertaining better.
Oh, you guys from Portland. That's awesome.
Nice.
How late is it over there?
They're at least an hour ahead of us.
And what's the weather like, most importantly? Because it's been super nice for us lately. I hope that everyone else is having this nice weather. See, this will do it. Pop him in here. And then this guy needs to be shrunken down. Shrunken down, shrunken down. Okay, so maybe we can see more of his back. Because he's taller. Maybe I'll move his head down a little bit. It's like he's looking down. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, we got Gorsh.
Gosh, that's
Thanks.
awesome.
Thanks for following, Kabat.
Thank you.
Hope I'm saying the name right. If not, let me know.
Yeah, it could be Cuba.
Cuba. Cuba sounds cool.
Just get rid of all these extra strokes I don't need.
We are a couple.
A couple of cards. Eh?
Eh?
Eh. Generally, Mike is the one who is painting, and I'm the one who's animating. But today, and last week, Mike has been doing this cool lady bear animation.
Yeah, which has sort of evolved into something just trying to figure out motion.
It's very cool.
Okay, let's do the other side then.
And now I get to Yasha's fist.
Emma says, and Emma is my secret lover in the relationship.
Not so secret anymore, eh?
Apparently not.
It's my duty to come and beat you up, Emma. That's what I have to do.
CG Animation asks, how can I improve my facial expressions in animation? Do you guys have any advice for me?
I guess it would help to see where you're at the minute. We did see some of the work sent over, right?
This is a different person.
Okay. It would probably help for us to be able to see the work, to be honest. In terms of facial expressions, I think you want to make sure that you have squash and stretch in there. You know which parts of the face can squash and which parts can stretch, so that you know where to put things like wrinkles, or you know what parts of the face moving are going to push other parts of the face. Let me actually... We did a Patreon post on this. Our Patreon post is our Patreon posts are all free to see for everyone. So there's no need to have to give money or anything if you wanted to read them. But let me show you. I hate how you can like click on a Patreon post title or what you think it is and it'll just take you back to the start of the page. It's really annoying. Yeah. Yeah. So you want to make sure you know which parts of the face are solid bone and which parts are the fleshier bits which can push up and down, so that you know how far you can push things. Knowing that the same amount of flesh is there and that you're just either stretching or squashing it around is going to help your face to maintain dimensionality when you change expressions. And that means that the animation between the two is kind of easier to imagine or to see. Like you can flick your eyes between the two and see it animate. Range of motion is something that's purely about animation, more or less. Although it does help in comics too, just to know what the extent is that your character can express, and to have that specifically tied to different characters. Also, Glenn Keane has a great technique he uses called less than and more than. So you know those symbols, less than and more than. Well, he applies those to faces, he does. So I see someone is shocked.
Hey, honky tonk.
I'm like, oh my god! Well, he'll apply one of these to them, and usually the open part will be either facing what they're facing, or if they're closing off to someone, he'll put the closed part where they are. Like he'll contextually change which side is open depending on what he wants the character to express. But once he's thinking about that shape, see how now these lines have become almost like guides for the different facial parts. So the eyes are now slanted and the mouth is slanted, which creates this kind of nice curve through the face, and it feels like they're opening up the face to something over there, and it makes it more interesting and less symmetrical as well. And that's something that you'll see him do all the time. Like once you're aware of less and more than, you can look at various character sheets and expressions and see which side they're pinching and which side they are opening up. That's something which helps to make expressions feel more dynamic. Hello Yu-Gi-Mation! Ahoy! I'm continuing with my Strumlots animatic today. Oh, what are you working on? And Mike's doing his ladies. His bare naked ladies.
How's that looking to you?
That's so cool! Yeah! That's amazing!
Thank you.
Nice job!
That's kind of what I had in my head. I just have to get a couple more frames at the end. And then I figure she can either drop down or wrong. Oh, I see.
Okay. We draw that mouth. I want it to come that way more. Yeah. Yasha, she's a barbarian, as tall as she can be. You find that but she's alright, a scrapper, yes indeed. A razzle, son of dazzle, he's a druid and a bard. Sorry, Mike. You.
I'm just reading it. Eugnation says, very abstract. Is the final thing found to be in that paint stroke style, or is this just for the rough animatic? I don't know. Like, I'm just roughing out motions. I don't know what. I'm not necessarily aiming for a final.
Yeah, is it going to be a final thing?
I don't know. Like, a lot of this is just experimentation on how to convey that sense of movement and motion. You know, like. I don't think I'm gonna tidy it up or do any cleanup. I think I might like refine some of the posing and stuff. Like this, there's not really a full sense of the figure, and you only start to get the feet when they matter. So I might go through and tidy up some, but like there's something kind of cool about. Or about the input, like implying frames and stuff. So, I don't know. I hadn't really planned to do this, and I'm just sort of
doing it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't need to worry about there being like a final output if that's not what you're in it for.
A lot of the motions the character's doing toward the end of the animation are things that I had in my head for both the comic and a game I want to make. So this is sort of me, like sort of catharsis of getting it out of my head. And because I planned to make it as a comic, I was figuring like I need to learn how to draw what I'm seeing in my head, and learning how to draw it and put it into motion kind of challenges that as well. I don't know. It's mic mode experimentation.
What's mic mode experimentation?
This. Mic mode is a thing that my friend coined, which is like in a game, if there's anything that allows the character to go fast or kind of fly, glide, move in a way that is Raven King-ish. It was mic mode-y. Like it's kind of ninja-esque, sort of supernatural type stuff. I'm trying to think of an example. If you've ever played the game Prototype, that was a mic mode game.
Right, I haven't played it, but I've seen it, so I know what it is.
Scooby Cake, welcome back. How's it going?
Hello, Scooby Cake.
Like I wouldn't mind continue to work on it and build it up over time. But right now I'm just like straight aheading motions. I don't know how long I want to make it.
It's already like 18 seconds or something.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'm still figuring out how I want Yasha to punch. Like, I think it might be cooler if the fist was bigger and also closer to the screen. I think maybe. Like that or something.
Scooby asked how's the project's going.
Oh, they said thanks. And how are your projects? We have so many projects on at the minute. Well, I have so many projects on. It's hard to say, really. Like, this one's going okay. The one I was doing last week, I still have to think on before I get back to it.
Yeah.
Still trying to balance work and life. Anyone have any tips?
Be kind to yourself.
The problem is I don't know when I'm just feeling lazy and when I'm like actually fatigued. Like, knowing the difference between just being sick of working on something and wanting a break and being fatigued and needing a break.
Yeah.
Like, when can you push through and when are you actually not going to get any good stuff by pushing further because you're just fatigued?
I see.
Like, yesterday I was trying to work on something and I really felt like I needed a break, but I didn't know it was just because I was like, this is hard, I want a break. Or whether I was actually like, I'm like mentally tired and need a refresh.
Yeah. When in doubt, always take a break, says Darling.
That's actually really good advice. Like, it sounds so simple, Lillian.
I think I actually made a mistake here.
A mistake?
Yeah.
How so?
I think what I want to do is keep these close together. Because I want you to feel like you're close to the left hand wall, and I've kind of made the lines go like way too far wide that way, so it looks like it's curving like that. Which might work.
Or you could try and make it the way that you intended it to be. It's always hard. Like, should you roll with the new version? Or do you want to try and fix it?
Yeah.
So I think she would benefit from being lower down here. See you. And she would benefit from being lower down here. Sir. Maybe I should give that arm a twist a little bit. Give the fist a twist. Yeah, that feels far. Think. Nah, actually, keep it like that. Keep it like that. Make his head bigger. And then we're gonna get the camera. We're gonna move the camera over here. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna get the camera. Then we're gonna move the camera over here.
You need a lesson in pressure sensitivity, Ali. What sort of lesson? What you talking about, Liz?
So now we just need her on the previous frame so we can see where she's coming from. Gotta see where she's coming from. Gotta see where she's going to. See where she's coming from.
What time do you want to stream till today?
Oh yeah, because it's let's do at least 9:30.
Okay.
Because we were late starting.
Yeah. What is it? How do you use it? Why everyone seeing my digital work screams and asks me how I calibrate my pressure sensitivity, to which I respond, yes, I'm very sensible, don't push me. But apparently that's not the proper answer.
Do they scream in a good way? I mean, is it like a, oh my god, this is amazing? I mean, honestly, I don't calibrate my pressure sensitivity. But maybe you have an older tablet, in which case it might be good to calibrate it, I guess. I just normally turn it on.
Do we have to clarify what pressure sensitivity is?
Like, I normally work in Photoshop and I just make sure the brush that I'm working with has pressure sensitivity turned on. And that's about the crux of my involvement in it. That's all I do, and then it's normally fine.
Maybe you're pushing too hard on the stylus.
How hard do you push? Oh, that's a really hard thing to quantify.
Yeah.
I understand.
Like, in terms of this is me dragging the Wacom across the surface without putting any pressure on it. This is me putting pressure on it, but it's not a lot of pressure. Well, how often do you use a tablet, Aline?
Do you feel like there's... I think the best thing to ask is, like, do you feel like there's a resistance there when you're trying to use pressure sensitivity? Like, is it hard for you to get the line as thick as you want it? Do you feel like you have to push hard to get the right line thickness?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're fighting the tablet? Whoa, what did I do? Ah, this is not what I want. That's what I want. Oh no, it deleted the frame I was working on. Don't do that. There we go. I don't even know what I just did. So I managed to change my workspace and delete the panel I was working on at the same time. Pro skills. Ah, I see, your tablet's the worst. Maybe you should get a new tablet, Aline. It's probably worth investing in. Honestly, like, I really like the Bamboo Fun. And that's a tablet that's really old now, but I've used it for years and years and it's always been great. So if you could find one of those, I think they normally go for 50 euros ish now. So not too expensive. And it'd definitely be worth it if you feel like your tablet is past its prime, because you're not going to get good results using materials that are fighting with you.
She's on a new tablet now.
Okay, cool. I don't know, I think pretty drawings are overrated. You know, I mean pretty in terms of perfect line quality.
Do you have an example of one of the drawings that someone's commented about the pressure sensitivity that we could look over? Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Oh no, 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 save.
Sounds like one of those dogs that sounds like a human when it speaks. No, 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 no.
Thanks, I practice.
What's up?
It sort of like the cursor stopped moving. I thought it was a crash, but it's okay now. Okay, India.
Yeah?
I've got the character stop, and they're like, should I make the character climb up, or should I make the character drop down?
Well, dude, that's probably up to you.
No, that's I'm asking you because I'm not sure which to do.
Or show me like 20 frames beforehand so I can see the context. Let it play. I need to be able to feel the momentum. Honestly, like I would have her. She's gripping onto the sides of the walls with both hands.
Yeah.
I would have her swing onto one of the sides of the walls and start shimmying along, like climbing, and then go into a cave in the wall.
Okay.
Like a cave she knows is there, or getting onto a small like outcrop footpath.
Okay.
Because it feels like going down. She's already been going down.
So why would she stop here?
Yeah, but going up, it feels like going backwards.
Okay. Yeah. I see that.
Aline said, "I won't show you. I'm a sultan curse and waste time." Show us, Aline. Show us,
Just
Aline.
kick her out of the stream.
No, you have to show us. Look at you're getting to see all my scrappy work. As I try and work out how this movement would even. And long but reduced and beautiful and lean work.
This is where I up the size of my brush because I get better lines with it.
Trying to figure out how best the position is to have her army right now. Probably something more like that is better.
You gotta enjoy how much Ali makes it difficult to help her.
I never understand why the artists who are the best are the ones who are most worried about showing their work. Like, you meet people who are just starting out and they're like super happy to throw their work in front of you and show you stuff all the time, and then you meet artists who are like insanely good at what they do and really inspiring, and they're so nervous and scared to show people work.
Yeah. Maybe because they're so hyperfixated on quality that
they can see all the mistakes. I'm definitely scared about showing people work, so that must be very, very good. Right? I ruined this guy's mouth by trying to draw it better.
I think I need to put it the other way. I liked her swinging around. I've not got that. I've got her kind of dropping down, but I need to have her. Maybe she needs to swing here. So this and this one, but.
Swing low, sweet belle lady, coming for to steal your crops. He's so sad.
So sad?
Yeah. I'll put this dude on a slight drift. Because why not?
Oh, I know what to do. I need some anticipation. I'm learning.
I just need to make sure I have proper easing on these. Sorry for going suddenly super quiet. I was
focusing as well.
I was watching my animation back and checking whether it was working or not. Aline, we love you too. But don't even worry about it. Hey, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. see, and then we take this off, and then we take this off. And then we have him face down here and looking all beat up. This is his puppy black eye. And his other eye, which is closed. And his cheek. And his big old chin. It's very sad and beat up like a sack of potatoes. Like a sack of potatoes. How many lines I draw that I don't need to draw? Like just trying to figure out what to draw. That is bad line economy, my friends.
What's bad line economy? Like not knowing what you're drawing.
Me just like putting a bazillion lines down because I'm not sure what I'm drawing. Just like, yeah, I'll just put a bazillion lines down, fine.
I learned that if you hold control and drag a frame, it copies the frame in Krita.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Let's put a couple of teeth on the floor because he's had his teeth knocked out. May need to adjust the inside of his mouth a little bit, considering I didn't help who I was drawing. Still don't, but at least try and draw what I don't know more definitively. Her, I could have been a contender. That's like what he's saying.
Alright. Oh, hey Tips.
Got some jewelry. Hey Tips. Good morning. Trying to get my poodle to look like a poodle. Are you doing a bad job of sleeping in? Because if you're going to sleep in, you might as well make a good job of it. Get some good rest.
Does doing a bad job of sleeping in mean you get up early without meaning to?
Yeah, you can't manage to sleep in no matter how hard you try. Let's put his shoulder down, just have him like help a little bit. There we go. That's the best.
Hello, Suncat. Hello. Come get a pet.
She's sitting in the sun. She's very happy where she is in the sun. Where it's warm.
Yeah, I guess. She's just kind of staring at you though.
She's staring at you.
She's staring at you when you look away.
How am I supposed to know that's true? Gather round and hear a tale of Barbie bards while quaffing ale. Listen free and musically, collect the bits of history.
Oh my gosh, she's like negative space cat.
Now let's add camera shake. Yasha, she is a barbarian, as strong as she can be. She fought all night, but she's alright. Scrapper, yes indeed.
Look at the cat.
Wow, she is like negative space cat.
Yeah. Check this out. I'm gonna go hit that somewhere. I can show it on the stream.
No.
Hmm?
It's making me move the wrong ones. I don't want to move that one. I'll move this one. I've got to say, it's very helpful that you can see where you're moving things.
I just saw the Sonic top thing again.
I might have to get it
Really?
for my Sonic cosplays.
Really? I wouldn't mind that.
How fun.
It shows your belly.
Maybe I could just layer up leotards.
So like have a peach leotard underneath.
Yeah.
You could.
You don't even need to see her navel because she doesn't wear something that shows her navel. She wears hard pants.
Yeah, look at negative space cat. I can't. There we go. Negative space cat.
Oh, she's so happy.
Come here, cat. Come here. Honky tonk. Puppy. Come and get a pet. Hey there. Hello. 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 Oh, it's good pets. Oh, it's good pets. Ooh, I've never clicked her before, but she looked. That's cool. I don't feel good clicking.
How come do you feel like you're calling a waiter?
A little bit.
People who click when they call waiters.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please don't.
She's coming over though. I think she just thinks I'm giving her something.
I used to click at my cats.
Really?
But yeah, that used to be the way I got their attention.
It worked.
Just because you're just rubbing your fingers together, but it doesn't make a very loud sound.
Hmm.
She's scratching.
You're reading this on line quality. Let's see if this works.
Tips can't get to sleep till 1. I was listening to something yesterday about sleep hygiene in terms of keeping the space where you sleep free of other stuff. Like a lot of people like to listen to podcasts or watch series while they sleep. And that's kind of like sleep pollution. Like if you get used to watching and reading stuff in the space where you sleep, then your body no longer recognises the signals that mean it's time to sleep when you're in that space. Because it's like, oh, what are we doing? Are we watching something? Are we reading something?
Right.
Are we sleeping?
Okay, I think I see what you mean.
Yeah. So making sure that you do that stuff in a separate room, and then when you are ready to sleep, you just go through to sleep. It's meant to help people who suffer from insomnia.
That's pretty cool. So, like, you build up a mental kind of key to yourself, like.
Yeah, it's like a trigger. It's like when you're in this room to do one thing.
Tib says she's currently watching the stream while in bed.
Well, I mean, the problem with that theory is that when you do get into bed and you can't sleep, like, it often feels better to give yourself something to do than it does to just lie there.
Yeah.
Like at the point at which you are suffering from insomnia and you've been lying there for 2 hours and haven't got any sleep.
So you may as well just get up again.
Like, I guess you might as well just get up again. But that's the point at which I'm like, you know, I'm gonna put on something and I'm gonna fall asleep to a podcast or something, because at least then I'm listening to something rather than just lying here.
Oh!
And she flomped.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What should her arm be doing, like on her hips as well? Or thumbs up? Or
move your hand. What should her other what be doing?
hand?
Oh, I thought the back line of her hair was her hand for a second there.
Okay.
So she was kind of like this. Like, I'm great. Sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe I should have her cheering herself. Or just flexing. Flex, Yasha, flex!
I want to see how Negative Space Cat looks. Like, kind of. Sorry, I have to point it at you in order for the camera to not read her as a shape.
I'm like, ah.
She's too cute.
Oh, you're gonna finish boarding a comic today, Irene. That sounds awesome. Yeah, tips. The Game Grumps series at the minute are both good. She is proud. Aline, thank you for noticing. I really like Yasha, she's awesome. So I'm gonna pan the camera up and we'll see that she's super proud and she's defeated him. So I was like, I could zoom out a little bit as well. Maybe I could tilt the camera instead, do you think? I might need to convert it to a 3D workspace in order to do so, but that could be pretty cool. Oh my god, now it's 3D! Oh my god. I can no longer tell where the current camera controller is. Okay, that's okay. I'll just tilt it using these, and then we'll soon find out. That's the one.
Says Mrs. Mario Maker because she doesn't really care about watching that. But the two current series of Game Grumps she wants to actually watch. So what are they playing at the moment?
I enjoyed Mario Maker actually because I like that they talk more about personal stories than they do about the game.
Yeah, because the game is just repetitive.
Yeah, exactly. The game is just, I'm going to try this a bazillion times. Currently they've gone back to House Party.
Oh.
And they're trying new romance options.
Right.
And
okay.
they're also doing, it's not Happy Wheels, it's one of those ones where you have like an obstacle course of deadly stuff.
Right. Okay.
And then you have like a kid on a bike, or you have like a family in a car, and you have to try and get through it.
So is it like a 3D remake of that 2D game?
I think so.
Right.
Or it's based on the same idea. Pull the camera back. Look how cool this program is.
Wait, Alan's asking, how can I change my mindset when I just don't care about line quality that much, even though I know how to shoot?
Don't change that mindset, I don't think. Do what feels good to you as an artist. I think because your flaws are what are going to make your art recognisable to you, and what people will come to love about your art. Because you'll find your own way to problem solve and get around it. That'll be unique to you. If it's something that you definitely want to learn, then you should go for it. But if it's something that you're going to force yourself to learn because you feel like you should learn it, then just embrace the things that you enjoy doing.
I think do some light drawing. Like you can imply a lot about shadow and weight with line stuff. Or, you know, Walter Tulp's stuff, homework. He does a lot about line weight.
A little bit of anticipation. Let's have it look down before it looks up. Whoops. Maybe the keyframe. Look down, show mercy if you can. See, let me just try and get this timed up to the music then. So that needs to come over there, yeah.
When you say line quality, is that like, because when I'm thinking about line quality, I'm thinking about line weight and if it's tied to pressure sensitivity, like if you use line weighting to give you more information about the line, then I don't really care. Like the line is like, I don't know, like multiple strokes. Are we talking about like quality of line being one stroke? What are we talking about here?
Is it like line weighting?
I hope MLF is safe and okay. MLF is safe and okay.
There we go.
How to guess what the 3D shenanigans are.
"3D shenanigans."
Yeah, I think it's good stuff with a 3D camera.
With me. Oh, aren't they cool? This is just Toon Boom storyboard being cool. 3D shenanigans are just one of the tricks it has up its sleeve that I enjoy using. The cat's gone mad. That's what that sound is. She's run away now.
Because it's just like, I heard my headphones go off. I was gonna go be like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," Heather, but she sensed me. She sensed my intention.
There we are. Also had it watching Steins Gate. I couldn't stop, I had to take a break. I heard Tim say about Steins Gate the other day and it sounds really, really good. I would like to try watching some of it.
I don't know what Ali means by line quality anymore.
Oh, okay. Let me have a read. Well, I mean, line quality could just mean like economy of line and line weighting, like all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like just the way that your line looks.
So rather than describing a form with like hairy lines or something, where you're like that.
Well, I mean, you can use that as well when you choose to.
Okay.
But the point is not using one line type just because that's the way you default to. Instead,
Okay.
using the line types that feel most appropriate to the design. Like you might use hairy lines on a man's arms because it implies a furry surface.
Yeah, gotcha.
And thicker line weighting on the bottom of the feet to show they're pushing into the earth, etc., etc.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not sure.
Line quality isn't economy of line either.
Okay. Describe in your own words what it is, and we'll see if we can. We'll see if we get it.
Maybe it's all those things combined. Your link doesn't work for me.
Earlier I wasn't saying so much line quality is line economy in terms of the fewer lines you have the better. I was more saying the decision to use few or more lines. Is that part of line quality? Just like the decision to use thick or thin lines. Okay. Let's have a whip pan to razzle some of Dazzle. Who's a druid and a broad. And a broad? He's a broad. Who's that broad? Oops.
This is all of the URL, so if you can give me the last part of the URL, I'll look at it.
Have you managed to get to it?
No.
Because I'm interested to hear.
No, I can.
This perfect whip pan here. Exactly how you do whip pans, you just stretch things. Let's see.
Line quality. The range in line quality heightens descriptive potential. You can describe textures, movement, line, light, space, etc. Using many kinds of lines in your drawing can also add visual interest. How interesting can a drawing be if everything is the same? Even when the subject or content of a drawing is not readily recognizable, varying line quality can imply space, movement, light, and so on. Look at the following non-objective or abstract drawings by Philip Guston and Bryce Marden. Do you feel a sense of space? Which lines come forward and which recede? How do the artists achieve the push and pull of the drawing surface? Right, okay.
Yeah, so it encompasses line weighting.
It does, yeah.
It's just choosing what kind of lines you use to describe what parts of the figure in order to create the impression that you want. So for example, using light or broken lines to imply light being cast on something.
Yeah.
Versus heavy lines to imply either shadow or weight.
When the drawing is of a recognizable image, the type of lines you can add to what you say about your subject matter. This figure drawing by Edward Hopper uses a uniform line in terms of weight, light and dark, and thick and thin, but the line is very graceful and smooth. What does the drawing say about the figure?
And Billy makes a good point that it can also express emotion. You know, like if you use a very scrappy line to communicate anger, or a frenetic line to communicate fear.
Sure. Yeah, this one's about that sort of thing as well. This character drawing doesn't describe someone who's particularly happy.
Very cool. I think it is something that will up your art though. Once you've done it.
I think this line quality thing is why cleanup. Like, you know, the difficulty of losing the energy in cleanup is when you clean up, you're almost putting the form through a sieve almost, where like the energy of the line needs to recede back into something that's clean, and you do lose the energy because the mark making is slower.
I see what you mean.
Like, you can do a fast drawing, it can feel fast and alive.
What Mike's saying is that I personally have a problem where I will do drawings that are very fast and they'll feel very alive and good, but be very messy also. But when I clean them up, I'll lose all semblance of life, and they will be not better drawings, but they will be clean drawings, but they will have no energy or life anymore.
They'll have less.
And perhaps line quality is the culprit, with the fact that when I clean things up, I try to keep everything consistent.
Yeah.
In terms of a line, when in fact I should be picking and choosing which lines are best.
Yeah, so I think when you do a cleaned up animation drawing, do you tend to have like lines that are all the same thickness?
No.
Good.
I don't, but I don't use line weighting as much as I should. Because line weighting is something which is very difficult in animation to keep consistent. Because you have to consistently line weight, you have to get both the thin areas in the right place so that they stay consistent in where they are on the figure. And you need to get the thickness itself consistent in terms of the thickness consistent in terms of how thick it goes, and the dithering in between consistent in terms of how far it takes to dither. Like between them,
Super hard.
It's a lot of tracking. It's very difficult. I actually, when it comes to cleanup, I try to draw it all in one line, Aline, because it makes it much easier to adjust, and also because I tend to do my cleanup in Toon Boom Harmony. Toon Boom Harmony has inconsistencies and scratchiness to the line that you can't see when you're in the preview mode, which is where I draw. And if I use several different lines, when it comes to looking at the final, suddenly there's like ends of lines everywhere and it looks really messy. So I try to keep it all in one line, and I just use my pen pressure to adjust the thickness. Oh, Aline, you're in hooks now. Having nice lines is so confusing. Worth it though, right?
I think that's why I like charcoal so much. As you can have such a variety in line weighting with charcoal.
Yeah.
But I tend to draw with mechanical pencil, which is very much at its base meant to be for like particular width of line weighting. You can press harder to make a darker line, but the line weighting tends to stay the same. Which is why I started using mechanical pencil on this side as well. It's just quite fun. Which meant I ended up sharpening the tip of the mechanical pencil to an even finer point than it's meant to be. And using that side as well.
I forgot I had Razzle Summer Dazzle even wearing. I should find that out. Yeah, Toon Boom has very awful line quality once you get to the final stage of it. But that might be because I'm always using the vector brushes. I know that Hardik has mentioned in the past that they have raster brushes, but I either haven't managed to find them or I haven't taken to them too much when I have found them. I can't remember exactly which one it is, because the ones I found might not have been the raster brushes. But yeah, they tend to have, Toon Boom especially tends to have not good. Like, it looks great when it's in preview because it looks kind of pixely. The raggedness looks like it's because it's pixely, but when you get out of that you realise that raggedness was not because it was pixely. Or rather it was, but it didn't go away when you got to the final. It was still there, it's just that it's clean now and shaky. So it looks really bad, as opposed to when it's pixely and it looks like the shakiness is intentional because that's just the way that pixels work, they have hard edges.
You're talking about aliens, yeah.
It's very hard to describe without showing you, to be honest. But yeah, I agree that there should be a way to fix it. I probably just need to do some research into it. Let's just check what he's wearing. What you wearing? I don't know. I didn't put him in anything specifically. That's helpful. Okay, that's fine. I'll just choose what he's wearing now.
I need to learn to use open tunes, but then again, Blender 2D's tools also look wonderful and uses the same algorithm for converting drawn line to vector. Size tips.
You think that Toon Boom being at kind of the head of the game would have something. It's very useful to be able to adjust your vector lines, like that's great, but if it comes at the expense of nice lines at the end of it, I don't know if it's worth it.
Oh, apparently I've been listening to Night Runner. Oh, cool.
There you go. There you go. Whip pan. Razzle, son of Dazzle, he's a druid and a dwarf.
It says I just need to actually study line quality. I've been neglecting it even when analysing master drawings. It's not surprising I suck at it. I feel like line quality is something that you develop by drawing often. I don't know, like, I guess I've never really studied it purposefully.
I feel like it's something you discover naturally.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's something that I might not use it very well right now, but I feel like learning what it is and everything is something that I've discovered naturally. But then deliberately studying stuff only means that you learn that faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think realizing that the lines can communicate light and texture. Line quality is the solutions to the problem of recreating or redescribing something that requires color and value to replicate. And so the abstraction of the light hitting, like say you have light hitting the top edge of an object that's quite harsh light or a really intense light. If you have less line there or a broken line, then you're using line in a way that helps you solve the problem of communicating that to the viewer, that that light's there.
Yeah, but that's just like, that's one instance of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
using it to represent light is just one example. You
Yeah.
can use it in very abstract ways to represent emotion, you know, to represent how someone is feeling in the picture itself. To create a feeling of heat or coldness.
Yeah, without being able to use. I guess it's like.
I don't think it's a case of not being able to use other stuff. Like, I don't see it as like the poor man's colour, where I don't have access to this, so I have to use this to represent it. Because if you use it to represent it using the lines and then use colour and stuff as well, it's only going to strengthen.
It is, yeah.
So it's just a good thing to do in terms of
Well, I'm not saying
communication.
I'm not saying that you need to use it because you haven't got the other things. What I'm saying is the limitations of line. Well, not the limitations of line, the limitations of the absence of color and value.
But you don't need to have those absent.
You do if it's a line drawing, though.
Well, yeah, if you explicitly make it a line drawing, but that doesn't mean that you can't use line quality when you have colour and such.
I'm not saying you can. I'm saying that when you don't have, like, say you just have a pencil and you're trying to draw something.
Yeah.
Then you don't have colour in the pencil.
No.
So you can push line quality in a way that lets you describe something that you otherwise might rely on other elements for.
But you can still rely on those other elements and have that.
I'm not arguing that, and I'm agreeing with you on that point.
I guess I'm just saying that I don't think it's a substitution.
Yeah, it's not. But it's how to expand upon the one thing you did have, or do have control over.
It's more like it's using it to its maximum capacity.
Yeah.
It's not just doing the one thing with it. It's using it to communicate the maximum amount you possibly can.
Yeah, that you might have otherwise relied on the other things for, but you're not.
That's the part I don't agree with. Is relying on other things to do the same thing. Because I don't think they're interchangeable. I think you can have both, or either, or none.
Okay. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, like, if you perceive like an object in the world, it's not made up of lines.
No.
But you can describe this in line.
Yeah.
And the description of it in line and the line quality is, you can infer a lot and you can imply a lot with the line that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do if you just replicated it as a coloured and lit object. I guess that's my point.
So you're saying that if you use pencil, you can imply more than when you don't use pencil?
Kind of, yeah.
That's cool. Suzanne's like, some bottles are green, this one is blue, and that one's yellow, and we could understand that from your pencil drawing. That's cool. And I suppose that's possible too, because the different colours will refract light in different ways.
Yeah. Like you might use thinner or lighter lines on the yellow one, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not getting these eyeballs right. Ha-na-na-na. There's always something to obsess about, Aline. That's kind of the cool thing, I guess, about art. There's always more to learn. My god, though, I don't know if it's a comfort to know that it's never going to get easier.
Tib said, I think when a program reaches the point of industry standard, they no longer have to push themselves to prove themselves, and they get lazy in areas people just accept things. Is that the part, Tibbs?
Oh, right, yeah. Tibbs, I think you're actually probably right about that. Because I know that Toon Boom's customer service is like one of the worst customer services ever.
Really?
Yeah, really. Like you go onto the help site of Toon Boom, and you see people saying, "Please help! I'm 3 days away from my student film submission, and my Toon Boom file has lost all of my drawings, and I have no clue why. I don't know how to get them back. Please help me."
Right.
And then you'll see posted 3 years ago, and no replies on it.
Well, young student, did you drag and drop your file into another folder perchance and it didn't get all the dependencies? Because India did that the other day, and that was lols.
Yeah.
Maybe you know the solution to that now.
Maybe, but either way they're very unresponsive. So yeah, Tibbs, I think that's definitely a thing. Is you'd think that it would have some good line vectorization tools because it's the industry standard, and you'd think that it would therefore have the latest up-to-date stuff. But on the other hand, I think that other programs are striving much more because and especially the ones which are open source, so people can attempt to help out the developers, like either pointing out problems or trying to fix the problems themselves. And it's a big collaboration.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, maybe they are more up to date.
Well, they're constantly trying to improve themselves because there's the joy in doing that and making it a better tool. Plus, they're supported to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the open source software way more for that.
Yeah, I found the creative devs get back to you really fast.
That's cool. But yeah, if you need to submit your student work in like a matter of days and they get back to you 3 months later, it's just like, Thanks.
Most of the time I don't even get back to people at all. Like, the majority of the ones I've seen have no replies on them.
What the hell?
And it's like, what are you doing? Sorry?
Why even have a support thing up there if you're just not going to reply?
I don't know. And when they do reply, it's very much like, just, can you do, we don't understand what the problem is unless you send us more information. Like, they're really sort of short and shirty.
Sorry for using your software.
Yeah, like they're the kind of sarky helpful that makes you feel stupid for asking. Instead of the kind helpful of maybe this person's just not too familiar with it. Like, I never use Team Room Help because there's no point. I either just Google it or I ask people. Oh, Lean, don't worry. You're making progress all the time. Like, that's super important. And Suzanne sounds like she's really pushing you, which is really cool. I think that's probably the thing which I hear most from artists, is that they wish they had a mentor who would really push them.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to find people like that who won't just tell you that your art is good. Keep going.
I think that's something to recognize in a good mentor. Is someone who will be honest with you. Like, I remember Randy Pausch gave a talk about himself growing up, and he had this football coach. And there was one particular session where the coach was really really pushing him, really harsh with him. And he remembers talking to someone after the game, going like, "Oh man, yeah, like the coach was really riding me today." It's like, yeah, man, like he thought he was being nasty, I guess is the word, like being nasty to him. And he's like, the coach really cares about your development, and if he didn't care, he wouldn't ride you so hard. He wouldn't try and get you to improve if he didn't care. That always kind of stuck with me. Like, as soon as someone stops like taking an interest or stops pushing you, or then you know they've given up on you.
Or just were never that invested to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, they might have their own stuff going on and they just don't have time to mentor someone properly. But
yeah.
Like, there'll be people who do care about you who will say, yeah, it's great, your art looks fantastic. But it's probably just because they don't necessarily have the headspace or time to put into coaching you through stuff. But
yeah.
Finding a mentor who is willing to be harsh on you and tell you why you need to improve is like the thing which you hear people talking about wanting the most. Oh dear, this arm. We should probably head off soon.
Okay.
Given the time. The time! But this has been fun. I can feel I've got some stuff done on the board, which is nice. I'm making progress slowly. We'll get there eventually. This was another of my fast projects that was meant to be super fast to do.
I think you underestimate things a lot of the time.
No, I don't. No, never. No. Not me. Not me.
Tip says she's really interested in some of the animation features Blender, including two. They have a way to sculpt your brushstrokes and then set a fall off your time.
How does that work?
I'm not sure what the fall off your time is.
No, me either. Sounds pretty cool. If there's anything that you think that would be useful for a certain project, tips, then let us know. Because being pushed for time means that it feels easier for us to use what we know. But I only know a very limited pool of software, so if there are things that you think we could use, then let us know. Ready, Mike?
Yeah. So I had her like going onto one side of the wall, but she's gonna like climb up a little bit in it. I don't know. I was gonna try and get her to go to the side. Yeah. It's a tricky movement to do. Okay, folks. I'm gonna go get cereal. I hope you've all had a pleasant morning.
Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
I think we're all going to go obsess about line quality and go try open source softwares.
Yeah.
Probably give this cat something else. I don't know. You ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you guys so much.
And may the rest
of your day be filled with adventure. Bye bye.
At Lumpshire, guys.
At Lumpshire.